Hey everybody, welcome back to the Wolf Pit with another episode of What Are We Eating? A year and a half or so ago, I did a video on Dollar Tree's Chef's Requested Bacon Wrapped Chopped Beef Steaks, which I very appropriately renamed to WATERBURGers since they contain 30% of added water, along with a bunch of other crap. Not only did the inside look like a wet sock, it also tasted like a wet sock. These were by far one of the worst things I've ever tried in the What Are We Eating series. So as most of you already know, I'm a glutton for punishment. For you, the people. And I always like to give companies and their products a second and sometimes even a third chance. So during my last visit to my own personal adult playground, the Dollar Tree, against my better judgment, I picked up a couple packs of Chef's Requested Bacon Wrapped Chopped Chicken Fillets. Now wait just a second. How can they label something that's chopped as a fillet? Isn't that false advertisement? I guess in the Dollar Tree world of highly processed foods, once these companies get away with labeling these highly processed form meat slurry concoctions as food, they can falsely describe the product on the label. Or maybe it's the chicken patty self-identifying as a chicken fillet. But who cares what they call it? I'm pretty sure this is going to be the highest quality food I can buy for $1. The ingredients are no surprise. Boneless white meat chicken containing 20% solution added. So in reality, the chicken is only 80% chicken and 20% water. Which means you're not paying $1 for a 4-ounce chicken patty, you're paying $1 for a 3.2-ounce chicken patty, and almost a whole ounce of water, which works out to be 31 cents an ounce, or $4.96 a pound. Ladies and gentlemen, that's no bargain, but that's what the store wants you to think. They want you to think, wow, I'm getting a 4-ounce chicken fillet for $1. So when you buy this 4-ounce bacon-wrapped chopped chicken fillet for $1, you're getting ripped off. There's no other way to put it. And the companies that make these products are making money hand over fist from people who simply don't have a lot of money and think this is what they have to buy. Which is why I do these videos for you, the people, to show you that this is not what you have to buy. And that these foods are actually more expensive at the Dollar Tree and other discount stores than they would be if you bought fresh at your local grocery store. For instance, I can go to Walmart and buy a pound of ground chicken with nothing added to it, so that will be 100% ground chicken for $3.47 a pound. That's $1.49 cheaper than the Dollar Tree. And if your grocery store is like mine, where you can buy bacon by the slice, you can use that $1.49 you save shopping at the grocery store and buy a few strips of bacon and make your own bacon-wrapped 100% ground chicken patties. Per one bacon-wrapped chopped chicken fillet, there's 230 calories, 16 grams of total fat, 5 grams of saturated fat, no trans fat, 65 milligrams of cholesterol, 360 milligrams of sodium, 1 gram of carbohydrates, no fiber, no sugars, and 19 grams of protein. You can grill these or cook them in the oven. I'm going to use my toaster oven. So I place them on my foil-lined toaster oven pan. Even from a distance, these looked horrid. And it's very, very obvious that these are form meat slurry concoctions. You can see the waves in the meat slurry from when it was poured into a bacon-lined mold. I wish I had bought another one to let it thaw and see what kind of mess that would have been. But even without thawing them out, I'm pretty sure these are going to be gross even after they're cooked. Maybe I'll do a thawed video in the future. The directions say to cook at 375 degrees for 30 minutes. 30 minutes seemed like an awfully long time for such a small form meat slurry concocted patty. But like I always do, I'm following the manufacturer's directions. So into the toaster oven they went. While they're baking, I'd like to thank the Ridge for sponsoring today's video. Does your wallet look like this? Has this ever happened to you? The Ridge's compact wallets help you carry less, but always make sure you have what you need. Not a bunch of old receipts or outdated gift cards. All of the Ridge wallets block RFID, which is wireless theft. They hold 1 to 12 cards, come with a lifetime warranty, and they fit in your front pants pocket or your shirt pocket, which is where I've been keeping mine. Which means no more pain in your backside from sitting on a bulky wallet. The Ridge wallets come in titanium, carbon fiber, aluminum, and polycarbonate, and they come in over a dozen styles and colors. Although they only weigh an ounce or two, and are basically the size of a credit card, these things are built like tanks. The one I have, and the one I've been using for a while now, is the 3K carbon fiber weave wallet that weighs in at a measly 1.6 ounces. With me being in a wheelchair, the Ridge wallet is a lifesaver on my butt and makes my wallet much more accessible. Get your Ridge Wallet today with 10% off and free worldwide shipping by going to ridgewallet.com/wolfpit. That's ridgewallet.com/wolfpit and use the code WOLFPIT when you're checking out. After baking at 375 degrees for 30 minutes, our bacon wrapped chopped chicken fillets are done. And I didn't think it was possible for them to look any worse than they did, but they sure do. The one on the left looks like a scene right out of a Stormy Daniels movie.
Boogeyman!
We flipped them over, and they did look a little bit better with the browning and the bacon. I wish the directions would have said to flip them at the halfway point. Maybe they would have looked a little bit better. But I have to go back to the chef's requested chopped beefsteaks for a minute. The chicken and beef patties look almost identical. And the big problem I have with that is the beef was white. Beef should never be white. They're definitely very similar on the outside, but what about the inside? So let's cut one of these atrocities in half and see what it looks like after it's cooked. Once I cut through the somewhat seared side of the patty, the knife went through the rest of the patty like it was warm meat pudding. Now the inside of the chicken looks horrible. But again, let's go back and look at the chopped beefsteak. Even on the inside, they look almost identical. White. Like a spongy white mess. The biggest difference I see is the chopped beefsteak looked more like a wet sock than the chopped chicken fillet did. And that's easy to explain, because it had 30% solution added versus the modest 20% solution the chicken had added. And to be honest with you, even after adding a 20% solution to the bacon wrapped chopped chicken fillet, it still looked dry. So I said a quick prayer, crossed my fingers, and went in for a bite of the bacon wrapped chopped chicken fillet. And the texture really surprised me. Rather than feeling like I was chewing on a moist kitchen sponge, it reminded me more of chewing on one of those styrofoam packing peanuts, in texture and flavor. It had absolutely no flavor besides a little bit from the bacon. That piece went right into the trash can. Then we peeled off a piece of bacon. I thought the bacon tasted really cheap, but it was okay. At least it did have a little bit of flavor. But Courtney, she said it tasted fake. Now there's a whole lot of things out there that are fake, but don't be faking with no bacon. At this point, the tasting part of this video was over. Yes, it was that bad. But I wanted to cut the other patty in half to show you a little bit more of this texture up close. Does that look like any other type of chicken you've eaten before? It felt and tasted like styrofoam packing peanuts. But up close, as you started pulling it apart, it looked more like a sponge or bread, but definitely not chicken. Honestly, I'm not sure how they even consider this food. My dog's canned dog food looks and smells more appetizing than this does, and is probably better for you. This is as bad as it gets, which makes it unrateable. If you'd like to help support the Wolf Pit, consider being a patron. You can pledge as little as $1 a month, that's only $12 for the whole year. Or you can pledge more, that's up to you. Either way, every little bit's appreciated and helps me produce more high quality videos more often for you, the people. Thank you all very much for watching. Please don't forget to like this video and subscribe, and I'll see you soon.